When you look at the question of who these recently passed stimulus packages are benefiting, I think that most Americans just aren't sure. You know, when given the choice between corporations, workers, and everyone equally, people are evenly split across the board, a third for each. I think what we do know is that more help is needed. When you hear stories coming out about small business stimulus money running out as soon as a week from now, when you hear stories about packed food pantries, things like that, I think I would not be surprised to see support for more stimulus funding and more aid for small businesses and for people that have been affected by the outbreak. One thing that we do know from polling is that a vast majority of Americans support direct giving, meaning just direct cash payments to Americans. And so, you know, whether we see more of that for either American workers or for small businesses remains to be seen. But what we know is that most Americans do support that type of direct cash payment and assistance right now.
Well, Americans are increasingly worried about the economic impacts of COVID-19. You know, for the last month, we have seen that Americans are more worried about their health than their finances, but economic concerns are trending up. Over the last week, we've seen that 7% more Americans are worried about their own financial situation and also worried about the economy overall. So this is something to really watch. That said, it's true that Americans, understandably, Americans by about 70 points to about 28 points are still overwhelmingly concerned about the health impacts of the crisis. Well, one of the questions that pollsters have been asking lately, do you think that Trump's economic response helps working people or helps the wealthy and corporations? And by almost 20 points, Americans are saying that Trump's economic response to the crisis helps the wealthy, helps corporations, helps airlines instead of working people. That number is up more than 15 points over the last couple of weeks. And so that's actually something to worry about quite a bit if you're the Trump administration. With respect to the CARES Act, the $2.2 trillion package that passed 10, 12 days ago now, Americans are really concerned and slightly confused. You see a little over a third of Americans concerned that the CARES Act helps corporations and the wealthy. And you see about a third of Americans saying that it helps the middle class, and about a third saying that it helps everybody equally. So there is still room for Congress to do what it said it wanted to do, which is to help working people, to help people who have become recently unemployed. And so that is actually what I would encourage Congress to do as it crafts the next stage of economic relief.